in your penthouse, we don't want to give too much away because obviously it's a very exclusive area and people, if they see where you live, they might try and track you down. But I love the fact I saw your post this morning. You said yourself if you fell out the window, you'd fall up. You got a great, was it this morning you got the phone call from BMW?
BMW, yeah. I entered a tournament online there last week. It was like through BMW to win a chance to play in the Pro-Am and the Irish Open. So I just had potted it. Like, you had to do a 500-word piece explaining why you're driven about golf. So anyone that knows me, I pretty much can see golf. So, you know, that was easy enough. But then the tricky bit was you had to do a little viral video. So I went at it 3 or 4 times, but eventually got something together, which I thought was funny. So I didn't show it to anyone else, just sent it off. Didn't know any of their opinions, so I sent it off.
Well, we'll include it here. But your love of golf is I've certainly, you know, since I've known you, that's just one of the things I assumed you've always had. Is it something, I don't know whether it's always been there, whether it's a father thing, like you got handed down to you, or whether you always just had that gene in you? You think, okay, right from a kid, you thought golf was...
my dad did play golf, but it wasn't something that I would have started playing golf with him, but where I lived in Lower Kindlestown, Greystones, both my neighbours, John Mulford and Matt Holt, were both scratch golfers. So that was, like, as golfers know, scratch golfer is kind of the pinnacle of an amateur golfer. And I was oblivious to this till an age when I just got a set of golf clubs off Santa Claus one year. And I started playing, and I started getting the odd tip off Joe, the odd tip off Matt, playing a bit with Dad. And I tried to get in to some local golf clubs, but back then golf was still quite elitist, so I couldn't get in. I ended up getting into Kilcool Golf Club in '95, and from then on it exploded. I turned pro in 2001 under Carl Holmes in Greystones Golf Club.
Great.
That didn't really work out. I had a few years playing professionally, but then I just got my amateur status back in 2010, which I'm loving golf again.
Great.
So
you work up and down the Downs, isn't it? I think?
Yeah.
And that sort of notion lately, there's a real sort of Leicester City feeling about golf at the moment, that just people like the great Paul Dunn and I don't know my golf, but there was a guy in the last few months, again unexpected, kind of like out of the blue, he won there was a major tournament in about the last 2 or 3 months, and
Danny Willett.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
It was supposed to be out of the blue in the fact that Jordan Spieth kind of threw it away, and Danny Willett kind of swooped in and took it at the last minute.
Okay.
Willett had been up at the top level of the game.
Well then feck him. I thought it was a Cinderella story. Well then feck him to bits. I don't give a crap. I don't know my golf, so I'm just wondering from your point of view. You know, how are your innings? Or have you ever had a conversion? Or have you ever? Have you ever had a full 127 clearing? I'm not sure. Is there a kind of a, I don't know, like the hole-in-one thing, of course. I mean, is that something?
The big one. The hole-in-one is the question.
Has that? I'm sure that's happened to you over there.
I've been lucky enough to have 2 hole-in-ones.
Boom! Nice. And would you? I don't know whether you sort of feel that you know, doing something like this. Now, this is on. You'll be on the Pro-Am on the 18th of May out in the K Club. Is it sort of? I don't know whether you sort of still kind of feel that it is always just like a crapshoot. In that, who knows what will happen? Who knows? You know, or do you feel very content that
golf is extreme? It's all about hard work and dedication. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, like you can be very talented and not reach any pinnacle in your career. You just have to work and work. Like Paul Dunn is the best example of that ever. Like the man doesn't sleep. He pretty much plays golf all along, from what I remember when he was a kid on Greystones and stuff. So, you know, it's definitely not pot luck. These guys that are out there on tour, you might think when they win something, it's an overnight success, but they've been playing like hours and hours for years and years. So.
Well, you have what's the name of your blog again? You have a great blog on golf.
Straight down the middle.
Right. And you've been lucky enough to interview Paul Dunn for that as well, which I think we highlighted. Which you kind of, I don't know if that's a weekly thing or whether it's a kind of a very...
It starts off with a weekly thing, but I need to find something to write about. I don't want to just kind of feel like a void.
Right, like the guide that we do that a lot. I'm afraid. Yeah, we just have to churn that crap out every single day. Anything at all.
Yeah. It's something I love. If I have a topic, like I will write about it, and passionately write about it, and something I do enjoy. I love getting the feedback about it as well. So yeah, interviewing Paul was great. Like, it wasn't a one-on-one interview; it was just via email. But what we done was 9 questions, and we called it the front 9. So it was nice to get an insight into his life on tour, and we're going to do the back 9 then towards the end.
Brilliant. I'll put the link back in for that. You mentioned the fact that when you were young it was hard to get into the clubs. That has changed now, I hope. Absolutely. It seems to be a much more everyman game. Yeah. And that must sort of, I guess that sort of helps the game rather than any way hinders it, because the idea that everybody gets a fair shot, you can bring out all sorts of great players. Obviously in many sports, some of the greatest players came from nowhere, came from backgrounds without any kind of help. And I guess that sort of reflects when you're out there playing. There's just that sort of an energy.
It's a lot more relaxed as well. Like there's a lot, what I find over the years. It's got more fun. Whereas I know when I was playing as a kid, like I was playing at an high level competitively, but it was strict.
Right.
You had to toe party line as such, and if you didn't, you were pulled aside and you were told. But now it's like there's still an etiquette to the game, but it's a lot more relaxed. And people can go out and like people from all levels can play. It's great.
Well, my dad worked on as a gardener on Delgany Golf Course for about 30 years, like right up to his retirement. And he did notice that it does take tartan to win a game. I noticed that you're a sports casual or very casual. I mean, you don't believe in the tartan trousers. It does not seem to. I think the idea is to distract the other person so much, and they want to leave the course. Nice. Well, I wish you all the best. I mean, I find these kind of moments where obviously you are very talented at it, and they were obviously impressed enough to give you the spot. But it's great when these little kind of moments just come out of the blue where it wasn't really necessarily expected, but I think it's deserved.
I can't say it was deserved because there was a massive element to look to it, but it's once in a lifetime for me.
Well, you promise me if you get a try now, you'll dedicate your try to the Greystones guy.
Thanks, Paul.